Hi, you may know by now the palette that has been announced. It's called Sunlit Seduction. It has the latest variation of pinks. It's a skip for me. I'd like to share some unpopular opinions. So last year I tried to dupe the palette, the Mothership palette from last year. At least it had a new concept that was the introduction of cooler tone shades. There were some gray shades, so something more interesting. While this is lazy, guys. I like the swatch of number 3. Let me see, it's called the Nude Rose, but I'm fine with my Utopian Dream. I don't like magenta pink like number 9. The number 8 is too pink leaning. I prefer a bluer version of purple like the ones in Utopian Dream, so I don't need this palette. Number 7 is a nice shade, but you may find that shade in a better texture in the Quad Ritualistic Rose. My unpopular opinion is that she's doing the right thing to give us the same palette over and over again. And the reason why she's right is that there are people that are buying them. As long as these palettes are successful, then it's totally fine that she proposes these palettes. I don't need this. I don't want this in my collection. Yeah, no money from me. And I hope that more people get tired of these shades, because only with the flop she will understand that we want something more. The only power we have as consumers is not to buy the palette. You have the power to say no. You have the power not to buy the palette. And it's what I'm gonna do this year, as I did last year. There's a simple rule for me. No baked shades, no money from my pocket. Let's switch to another topic, that is Suqqu. Another unpopular opinion is about this 20th anniversary release. This is boring. This is very unpopular because a lot of people got excited of these. I don't get along with the face powders by Suqqu. I like blushes and eyeshadows from Suqqu. I may try one, maybe one or two. The pink face powder is called Face Compact, and it may be a hybrid between a face powder and highlighter. I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but I may try the pink version, but I will skip the palettes. And the reason is that every time Suqqu has proposed this kind of bigger palettes, they have not been the best quality. By the way, I'm referring to WZ Beauty Instagram account. If you pay attention to these pans, you will notice that one pan is a cream. And I don't like when Suqqu mixes creams with powders. They are not for me. One is too pink, the other is too orangey warm. I changed the idea about the fall collection. For us in Europe, this fall collection will arrive late in August. I think I will pick both the quads and a couple of liquid eyeshadows. These grays are great, and again Suqqu manages to sell us an entire quad because of just one shade. Another original, let's say, point of view is that if you notice carefully, 127 Casa, the quad by Suqqu, is a condensed version with at least a cool toned shade that is a nice alternative, condensed alternative of the new Pat McGrath Mothership palette. The impact you get with Suqqu is not the same, but without Pat baked shades, honestly, I think that these are better. Suqqu wins this time. There's also Chanel released. There are a couple of interesting quads. I will skip these. This Chanel formula is quite standard. They do not sell me a golden plastic. I want more. In the past, I had a comparison between this baked formula by Chanel and Suqqu formula, and Suqqu is much superior. So I'd rather spend my money on Suqqu rather than Chanel. Last thing I would like to update you about Nabla. Okay, I think you will see better. Some updates about Nabla. I've used all the shades of this special quad that still is my favorite. Considerations. I don't like the system. Almost nobody talked about it, but this is not practical because when you want to open one quad, you need some pressure that moves the pallets. It's not practical to keep them this way. This is just for storage. Moreover, these formulas can be delicate, especially the multichromes. I wouldn't be comfortable to have eyeshadows upside down like it happens with this system. Honestly, I don't like it. They are not compatible with the MAC single pens because the MAC ones, they have kind of a magnet and they are thicker, the refillable pens. Size is compatible, but is the thickness that is not compatible. So you won't be able to close this Nabla compact. These mattes, I could have skipped them, as I said. After just watching them, I removed the neutral shades and I have them on Vinted because you see I have other shades that are very similar from other brands. I don't need them. So if you are interested in those for a cheap price, check my Vinted account. I will leave my Vinted account in the description box. This bergamot, I like it because it's not so much pigmented that it gives this neon effect. I can use it sheerly even for office looks, so I like it. And the same for the pink. I like these shades. The stars of the show are these special formulas. I have 3 celestial shades here. They are not born equal. This one that is called Cannabis, that's the best one. Then there's Myrrh, it's another one that has a smooth texture. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same with the pinkish one that is Lychee here, because this has a coarser texture that emphasizes my lines. So I have to break the pigment on my fingers before applying it. That is the way I can use this shade, but they do not perform the same. Today I've tried Cannabis on one eye and Pat McGrath on the other eye, and I put a quiz in my community tab to recognize which one was which. And to be honest, all of you identify the Pat McGrath one. Texturally, this shade, as I said, is not the same for all the shades, but this Cannabis shade was very close, even texturally, to a baked shade by Pat. So I'm pretty happy with this purchase. And the multichrome is fantastic. I'm very tempted to buy the green one. Let me know what you think of the Pat McGrath release. I'm still waiting for a green taupe color story with baked shades. See you in my next video. Bye bye.